As someone who focuses on training and adoption, what do you enjoy the most about helping teams learn new tools or processes and why?
You know that sweet spot, the golden moment, the aha that you get? I love seeing that feeling of accomplishment, that sense of victory, the big smile it brings. I love seeing the possibilities surface because that's what really happens during that moment. Seeing that awakening and they flourish and then it trickles down, it passes on. And I love that. I love being a part of that. So I remember my first real aha moment. I was 8 years old. I was in a competitive swimmer. I was doing the butterfly and flopping and floundering like most young swimmers do. And all of a sudden, I just got into that rhythm and I just pulled ahead. And it was just like one of the biggest aha moments I had. And I've carried that with me through my life. So that's what gets me into it.
That's awesome, Karen. And we've heard it and seen it so many times in the in-a-day trainings when that light bulb moment goes off, and that's great to see. So, next question here. What's one Power BI tip or feature you think that everyone should know about but often gets overlooked?
It's actually a Power Query tip, but it affects Power BI. And because it's in Power Query, it can also help you with your data sources in Excel. And that is to use a parameter in the Power Query editor to bulk change the data source reference in the data source settings. So you can just go to one place, make that change, and it flows on down. You don't have to go to all of your individual connections and make that change. And I used to use Power Query to go in and I'd have to change each one. And that was like, hey, I don't have to do that. I can just go to the power source reference in the data source settings, make the change in one fell swoop. So it saves a lot of time.
Another aha moment. Okay, switching gears here. I know that you're an avid scuba diver,
Mhm.
and I'm curious, what is your most memorable dive that you've done and what made it so special?
I have a lot of them, but I think the one that always surfaces to the top was when I was down diving in Mexico and we did a wall dive and we're coming around, we're coming back up, we're probably at about 60 feet and we look out and we start seeing like a hammerhead shark just floating in the water out there. Kept looking and then we saw three and then we saw 30. And then we just saw hundreds of hammerhead sharks just chilling out in the current and we just got to watch them, and then eventually they floated out the other way, and we're all just celebrating, underwater high-fiving and all of that, and then we hear whale song, and we're all just stopped, and it's, "Wow," and didn't really expect to see anything, but the whale song kept getting closer, and then a mother gray whale and her baby floated right over our head, probably 25 feet above some of the divers, and it was amazing. And that was also the qualifying dive for many of the adaptive veterans that we certified. And so it was like that they were never going to go back after that. It was seated. So it was an amazing dive.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely incredible. I actually just got goosebumps and explained it. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's incredible being in something as vast as the ocean and still get to interact with, you know, beautiful creatures like that. And even the hammerhead sharks, in my opinion, are beautiful. I just love
yeah.
it.
That part sounded a little bit scary to me, but,
Oh, they were way off in the
fascinating
distance, but
nonetheless. Alright, last question here. Can you please share a piece of advice that has been a guiding light throughout your career?
embrace lifelong learning. You know what? Just the glory that you feel in those aha moments. There's so much out there to learn. And if you're interested in it, go for it. There's so many ways to find out how to do things. Copilot. I've adopted Copilot. It helps me in everything. And there's nothing that anybody can't do. So go for it.